Next up, we're going to talk about something that was one of the worst purchases I've ever made. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm finally doing the best and worst luxury purchases that I've ever made, and really excited about this one because, you know, my last video really made me reflect on some past mistakes, and it's definitely not just been handbags, but other things as well. So really excited to go down memory lane over there because a lot of these worst purchases are not in my collection anymore. So we're gonna kind of dive into like why I got rid of it too. We are learning from those mistakes and those errors of bad luxury purchases. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Lenore and I do these kinds of bag related videos pretty often. So if you're into that kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so you know to post new videos. And also feel free to check me out on Instagram where I post pretty much every single day. So we're just gonna get right into this video. I'm gonna start off with one of my best purchases, and we're gonna kind of like tether best, worst, because I do have a lot more in my best purchases than my worst. We'll see where this goes. I kind of have a list. It's not a crazy amount. We've got like 10 things over here, but hopefully you guys enjoy. Grab a snack. I want this to be chatty. I want it to be casual. I want it to be chill. And yeah, that's all. Okay, so for the first thing that I want to share as one of my best purchases has to be my vintage Chanel Diana. I absolutely love this bag and I can't imagine getting rid of it. I can't imagine like not having it in my collection. I think the market is getting pretty scarce with this. The prices have gone up. I got this back in 2018. I think it might have been like November-ish, December. It was after Thanksgiving. I found it on The RealReal. It is in amazing condition. I really can't get over the fact that I got lucky with this because this bag was for like maybe $1,800 at the time. This is the smaller size. You can see the 4 diamonds in the front, but I absolutely love this bag. I've worn this so many times and it's just so easy to go from day to night, and I do really think this is an incredible Chanel piece to have, and I am so happy to have found this one. Next up, we're going to talk about something that was one of the worst purchases I've ever made, for sure, and this is the first thing that came to my head when I was making this list. It has got to be my Christian Louboutin shoes. I've had 3 pairs. It was still pretty early on in my college years, and I just thought that Louboutins were like this social status symbol of like class and fanciness, and it's just bougie, to be honest. But those shoes freaking hurt. They look amazing, hurt like hell. For me, I always wanted to cut off my foot whenever I wore them. I had the Rolandos, I had Lady Peeps, those were like platforms, like why? And then I had the Pigalle shoes, and those were absolutely stunning but brutal. And honestly, I've never been much of a heel girl since. I have sold all 3 of those pairs, and it's just glad to not have that in my collection anymore because I can't with those shoes. When I do opt for heels for fancier occasions, I'll do a block heel and just like a simple sandal. Yeah, never again. I am not a stiletto heel girl, and that's just what it is. Next up in my best category, I had to bring out my brown Chanel Classic Flap. This is a medium. Also found this on The RealReal for $2,000, which was amazing. The price was lower because there were like pen marks on the inside, but I didn't really care. So this is an amazing bag, and I just love this color so much. I have had so many questions about it and people asking me if I can sell it to them, but this is just honestly one of those bags that I can't imagine really letting go of because of that combo. And it has aged so well. It's a bit wrinkly and stuff, but I don't really mind too much. So this is definitely one of my favorite pieces. And I'm thinking if I want to add another medium size to my collection because I do really love this size a lot and can fit a good amount of things in it. But yeah, I was just so happy to find this. And this is one of the main reasons why I always decide to search pre-loved sites for classic styles nowadays. I actually found this when I was in stores and I just asked to see like some other bags. This was at the Real boutique in Soho, and I was just browsing their selection and someone was going to pull out a bag from one of their drawers and I saw it and I was just like, that one. Found this one and really, really happy about it. I think I got this back in 2017, maybe? I think. I'll have to double check. Crossing over to one of my worst purchases. Not necessarily the worst purchase, but one of my mistakes that I will never make again. This is my jumbo classic flap. The bag itself is not a mistake. The way I purchased it was a mistake. I bought this for myself as a graduation present. I'd been in school for 6 years and because I switched majors and all that. And I was just, you know, not thinking clearly and went brand new for this. I bought this at Saks in the city. The price at the time was, I believe, $5,500 for the Caviar Jumbo Classic Flap. I was super happy with the condition that this came in because I know some people get really technical about the pebbling, the shine, but looking back on it now, I would have just saved so much more money had I just gone pre-loved with the classic flap. In terms of my bags that have been brand new, this is really the only regret that I've had because all of my other ones were either purchased in Paris or it was a unique style that I couldn't really get on the pre-loved market. So the way that I went about this one was definitely an error. I'm actually kind of debating on whether or not I want to sell this bag. I think it's good for me to keep it. There are times when I do just want a low maintenance, you know, bag to carry around, and the Caviar is definitely it. But if I could go back and tell my, how old was I? 25-year-old self to not buy this brand new, I would. I mean, it happened already. The good thing is, Chanel always raises their prices, so if I did want to sell it, I could probably make most of my money back. But, you know, in case anyone is looking for classic flap, please check the pre-loved market. It's one of my biggest regrets not doing so. One of my worst decisions as a fresh out of college woman. Next up in the best category has to be my Cartier Love bracelet. I got this in 2018. I put this on in April. Actually, Marco put it on for me on our anniversary. And I mean, I bought this myself, but he helped me put it on. This I got for myself as a 5-year blog anniversary gift to myself, just kind of to commemorate like how far I've come being this full-time influencer, starting from like just a simple hobby to just making it my full-time career. I was really proud of myself and my accomplishments, and I just really wanted to treat myself. Lord knows how many times I have reblogged a love bracelet on my Tumblr years ago when I first started blogging. And I just felt so proud to be able to buy this for myself, and I haven't taken it off since. I love it because it's always on me and it's something that I can just pass down later on. I have a daughter, I don't know, who knows. I'm really simple when it comes to jewelry, so I love having this on every single day. I did a lot of research on this. I went to the Cartier boutique a couple of times, and the person that helped me was so sweet, let me try it on, like the physical bracelet, just so that I could see what it was like. Normally they'll give you like a silver one to try on, just so that you can kind of figure out what your size was, but she put the actual bracelet on me and I was able to really get a feel for what I wanted and decided on the size. So that kind of experience also helped me feel more comfortable about the purchase. This was not something that I thought of on a whim. I had been wanting this for years. So to be able to see it and have it on every day is just like a reminder of like the work that I've put into it. So that's it for my bracelet. Next, for worst purchases. This Gucci t-shirt, this frickin' Gucci t-shirt that I was actually like on the hunt for hardcore. And when I finally had access to purchase it, I went for it. And this was such a dumb thing. This Gucci t-shirt, I still have it and I don't even really wear it anymore, but such an error. Just falling into the hype, and it's just like I was just not into it after a while. Like, it was cute, it had its moment, but I'm not spending that much money on a t-shirt anymore. It was it was stupid. It was honestly such a stupid purchase, and that's all I can really say about it. Have I even worn it? I think I wore it out maybe like 2-3 times. It's just sitting in my drawers, so that's that. On the bright side, I have made some pretty solid clothing purchases also. Next up in my best category has to be my Mansur Gavriel coat. This is a coat that I saw the fashion week that Mansur Gavriel did ready to wear, and when I saw this I knew that I had to have it. I actually went to the boutique shortly after, tried this on, and I just fell in love with it, and it's actually one of my favorite clothing pieces ever. I wear this coat every fall, every winter. I always get asked about it, where it's from. I was actually debating on getting a Max Mara coat that year, but it was just like not in my budget. I wanted something really simple and flexible and nothing too heavy, but not too light either. So when this coat came out, I just knew that it was the one. I tried it on and that was it. I purchased it, and it is my favorite thing to take out when it starts to get colder. It looks so good on, it's super flattering. It's just got this really easy silhouette and fit, and I just love it so much. So really glad that I got it. It was around, I think, $1,000 at the time. It's like a wool cashmere blend, and I just adore that coat. That's it. Next is Gucci belts. Now, I don't necessarily have an issue with the Gucci belts, but for me, I don't know why I felt the need to buy so many. I had the thicker one with the silver, and then I had the thinner one in black and gold, and then I got a second thinner one in white and gold, and it was just too much. I think I just got on that trend too quickly and then really dove into it too much too soon. So that was just an error for me, and I think part of the reason why I got sick of it was because I just had so much of it, and I was just like, ugh, I can't do this anymore. And also, I'm not a big belt person, so I don't know what I was thinking with that. And now, like, when I do have belts, I have like just more simple ones. For me, designer belts are just kind of something that I try and steer clear from. I think there are so many simple styles out there that can just easily make an outfit, so going to be avoiding those for the future. I've been tempted by Dior, YSL to reinvest money into designer belts, but for me, I think just thinking about the fact that I do like my designer bags, it's like, will I want my belt to match the bag that I'm wearing? So there's just too many factors in it that I can't bring myself to do that again. So yeah, that's where I'm at with belts. Okay, so I couldn't make this video without including this one, and this is definitely one of my best purchases. I was lucky enough to be able to see this in stores and purchase it in stores, because I know that it is super hard to find nowadays. I absolutely love this bag. I think it's so unique and beautiful, and I just couldn't believe that I was able to get my hands on it. I still get messages from people asking me to sell it to them, or if I decide to sell it, to think of them first. But honestly, there have been so many DMs from people telling me to keep them in mind when I decide to sell it, but honestly, I don't think I ever could. This is one of those unicorn Chanel bags that is just such a collector's piece. I really love the light gold hardware, and this is honestly one of the most beautiful bags I've ever seen. I was actually on the hunt for a mini, and there were so many factors into deciding on this bag. I'd actually seen it at a boutique a couple of times before I actually decided to pull the trigger on this, and I wasn't even really shopping for a bag at the time. I went with my sister-in-law, and she was actually picking out a bag, but then I saw this, and the rest is history. This is just one of those bags that are just like, wow, for me. I think everything else in my collection is more so on the casual side, but this is just one of my wow bags, and I really, really love it. I got this back in March of last year, and I adore it. I think it's stunning. So, Pearl Chanel bag is one of my best purchases, for sure. I've also seen the prices of these on the resale market, and it is insane. Next up, I'm just gonna kind of put these two things into the same category or mention. I've definitely purchased bags and just immediately changed my mind. So the first one has to be my white Dior saddle bag. Absolutely beautiful, not practical at all for me for a white bag. That one was just too raw of a material. I've mentioned this before. I think if you buy something and you just immediately start feeling like you're not happy with it, it's a sign. So that happened with that Dior bag. And then I also had this Chanel clutch that was just an error. Thinking about it now, I also had this like LV zip that I did buy and then made that mistake as well. So those impulse purchases have taught me, it didn't even happen once, it happened 3 times. And it took a third time for me to really learn from it. So those purchases were very impulsive. So that explains why shortly after I decided to return those items. So I'm just glad that these worst purchases were within that refund period. Also, I don't think anyone should feel bad if they change their mind about an item. If you haven't used it and you just decide like, you know what, this isn't for me, there's no shame in going back to the boutique and being like, hey, so just changed my mind, sorry, can I have my money back? That's all. That's all you gotta do. Nothing to be ashamed of, as I always say. Next up, for best purchases, I'm gonna go with a pair of shoes. And these are my Hermes Oran sandals. They're really beat up, so be warned. I actually need to bring these to a repair shop, but I bought these in Paris back in 2017, and these are absolutely amazing. It took a while for these to get broken in, but you can see how used they are. It took a while to get broken in, but after that, they're just so comfortable. Every spring and summer, as soon as the weather gets nice, I like to bring these out, and I just really love the color. I was debating on getting it in another color because I love them so much, but I'm trying to chill out with that because the last time I tried to buy something in multiple colors, it did not work out. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this color and call it a day. Next for best purchases has to be my Celine necklace. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is the alphabet necklace from Phoebe Philo's time at Celine. And this size is actually the one that is supposed to go on a zip pouch, but I just had them not attach the A onto the zip, and I wear it as a necklace. So this is kind of like an in-between size because they had a smaller one and a larger one for the actual necklace product. And then I just attached like another little tag for the zipper. So for the price, I was able to get my necklace and a zip pouch as well. So this was a brilliant purchase in my opinion. And it was impulsive, but it's one of the best impulsive purchases I ever made. I love this necklace, and even if I do get tired of wearing it as a necklace, which I don't think I will, I can just attach it back on the pouch and that's it. Last but not least, for one of my best purchases has got to be my Christian Dior book tote in the Tote print. This bag. I love this bag so much. And the reason why I say it's one of my best purchases was because this bag was so hard to find, and I love that I pulled the trigger with it on StockX because me purchasing this bag through StockX actually opened the door for my partnership with them. So that in itself was super rewarding. Also, this bag is just so practical, so light, and so beautiful. I love all the details of the stitching, and the craftsmanship behind this bag is just amazing. Really happy that I have this in my collection. I love the book tote so much. I got it in the second size that I also really love. I mean, I haven't been able to wear it out, really. I think I wore it out maybe twice. I don't know if it's too soon to tell you that it's one of my best purchases, but I love the book tote so much. I got the Tote one back in May, so this one I've definitely had some time with, and I just think it's so beautiful. So really happy with this purchase, and I think it's an amazing bag for travel, for work, and I also have my organizer in it, so that's really amazing. And yeah, that's it for my best purchases, I think. Obviously, there's so many things in my collection that I really, really love, but me coming out with a designer shoe video and also my bag collection video, I didn't want everything to be coming out. Just really wanted to pick my absolute best purchases, kind of a little bit from each category, and hopefully you guys enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments down below what's one of your best purchases and what's one of your worst purchases ever. But let me know in the comments down below which one was also your favorite. That is all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as always, your love and support mean the world to me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I saw the city passing by my window.